Hi everyone, I told you that I would give you the answers in video form for the review that I had for chapter 2. So let's get going on it. And so the first question is asking you to find the slope. And so there's a formula for that. It's m equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. It doesn't matter which of these points I call the ones and which one I call the twos, so kind of arbitrarily. I'm just naming them that way. So in here is going to go -5. In here is 8. In here is 4. And in here is -3. So that's, let's see, that's -13 in the numerator. And in the denominator is 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. So that's our slope. Then this one is asking me to find the equation of a line with X-intercept 3 that passes through the point -2, 6. Anytime someone asks me to find the equation of the line, I think, is it horizontal, is it vertical, or is it slanted? And a way that you can answer that question is by knowing the slope. And so they didn't tell me the slope. I read for it. They told me the X-intercept. Now the X-intercept, I'm just going to graph it here so that you can see what it is. There it is right there. The reason I'm drawing that is because in order to find the slope, I need to have 2 points, and I'm just trying to make the point. That is a point, right? And in fact, it is the point 3, 0. So when they tell you X-intercept, they're telling you the point 3, 0. So I can use that to find the slope. So the slope is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. This minus this over this minus this. Name them whichever way you want. The ones and the twos, 0.1, 0.2. And so this is 6 take away 0. And in the denominator, I have -2 take away 3. Take away 3, and I wrote -3. I don't know why I wrote -3, but I was like, wait, why do I have a negative there? So take away 3. I've now tried to erase the negative there. So in the numerator, I have 6, and in the denominator, I have -5. So my slope is -6/5. Now, what that tells me is the type of line it is. So it's not the whole answer, right? It's just the first part. And it's not horizontal because every horizontal line has slope 0, and that's not 0. It's not vertical because every vertical line has slope undefined, and that's not undefined. So that means it's slanted. And then for slanted, I have 2 forms for slanted. If I know the y-intercept, well, I don't. That's the x-intercept, and that's a non-special point, right? I don't know where it's crossing the y-axis. So when you go to find the equation of the line, if it's slanted and you don't know the y-intercept, then the formula you have to use is called point slope. I'm going to use the 0.30 is what I'm going to use arbitrarily. In another video, I showed you that it would be the same no matter which point you used. So I'm going to use this point just because it looks nicer. And this is the formula that you use. It is a formula. It's called point slope formula. Y minus 0 equals -6/5 times x minus 3. Plug all that in. And y minus 0 is 0. Y minus 0 is y. I'm going to put that down here like this, y, because it'll be right perfect. I won't have to write it again. Distributing here, I'm going to get -6/5x. And gosh, my handwriting today, I think I've had enough writing where everyone thinks I'm writing neat. And then when I multiply a negative times a negative, it's a positive. And 6/5 times 3/1 is 18/5. And you're welcome to use your calculator on that if you like. And there's my equation of the line. Then this one is asking me to find the slope, the x-intercept, and the y-intercept of the line x equals 4. And I can't help but notice that this is a vertical line. And so that's just a recognized thing, right? If If it's x equals a number, it's a vertical line. So it's a vertical line. I know that every vertical line has slope undefined. So this is undefined. I can make a quick sketch of it. Here I am at -4 or at +4, and I'm going to draw a vertical line right through it. And so where is it crossing the x-axis? Well, it's crossing the x-axis right here at 4. Or you could write that as an ordered pair, 4, 0. Where is it crossing the y-axis? It is not crossing the y-axis. This line is not crossing the y-axis. So you cannot put 0, because then you're saying it's crossing in the center. You have to put something like none. Or you can put does not cross y-axis, or it does not have a y-intercept. All of those would be good, but none fits really nicely on the line, and it's easy to spell. Complete the ordered pairs given the equation 3y minus 4x equals 6. They're saying here that x is 2, so we're going to plug in here 3y minus 4 times x is 2 equals 6. So this is 3y minus 8 equals 6. So adding 8 and solving normally, right, I get 3y equals 14, I think. 8 and 6, 6 and 6 is 12, and 2 more is 14. So 14 over 3, right? I'm going to divide by 3 both sides. So y equals 14 over 3. And they wanted me to complete the ordered pair, so I'm going to just write it in here like that. So I feel like I completed it. Here they're saying that y is 6, so I'm going to plug in y is 6, so this is y, and they're asking me to find x. So I'm going to have 3 times 6 minus 4x equals 6, so that's 18 minus 4x equals 6. Subtracting 18 from both sides, just getting on my chapter 1 groove of solving. 6 take away 18, I think, is -12. Dividing by -4 is 3. X is 3. And then we would be ready to go on to the next one. Find the equation of the line that passes through these 2 points. Again, anytime someone asks you to find the equation of the line, you want to know, is it horizontal, vertical, or slanted? So I'm having that same thought here. And how I can tell is by finding the slope. And this time they gave me 2 points. Well, on that one up there, they did give me 2 points. I just had to recognize that they had given me 2 points. x1, y1, x2, y2. And so I have 5 take away y1, 8, divided by 2 take away 2. So I have -3 over 0, which is undefined. So I'm like, hot diggity dog, it's vertical, right? So I was asking myself the question, horizontal, vertical, or slanted? All horizontal lines have slope 0. It's not that. All vertical lines have slope undefined. Well, that's what it is. So the equation of a vertical line, so EQ for equation of a vertical line, is x equals a number. All you got to do is figure out what that number is for x. And guess what? It's 2. And this one agrees. It's 2. So the equation is x equals 2. Find the slope and the x-intercept and the y-intercept of the line with this equation. So I want to find the slope and the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So find them in any order that you want. It does not matter. To find the slope and the y-intercept easily, you would solve this equation for y. So I'm going to start by adding 2x to both sides, and that's called slope-intercept form. So I get 5y equals 2x minus 6, dividing by 5. Gives me y equals 2x over 5. That's an x. Could be in the top or out to the side, either one. I've got mine hanging awkwardly in both places, but it's fine in either one of those places. Minus 6 over 5. So right here is the slope, 2/5. So I can just write it down. How you find the y-intercept is by letting x be 0, and then y is -6/5. So 0, -6/5. It's okay just to put shortcut notation -6/5. It's hard to find the x-intercept from this form, so it's better from the original, actually, standard form. And so how you find the x-intercept is you X-intercept is you let y equals 0. So this is negative 2x plus 5 times 0 equals negative 6. So this is gone. And then I get negative 2x equals 6. Dividing by negative 2 gives me 3, right? And so the X-intercept is at 3. X is 3. So 3, 0. 3, 0. Or just in shortcut notation, simply 3 is okay as well. Okay, so that was number 6. Number 7 says graph the line that has X-intercept of 3. So I'm already over here plotting the point 1, 2, 3. So there's the X-intercept of 3 and a Y-intercept of negative 2. So here's the Y-intercept of negative 2. And so how many points it takes to determine a line is 2. So they said, hey, here's 2 points and asked me to graph it. So here's the line. So I just put the 2 points on there and draw the line to the best of my ability there, going through my 2 points. And then they asked this question. They said, what is the slope? And so the slope, I can walk from that line to that line. And if I walk over, remember the slope is the run in the denominator and the rise in the numerator. And it doesn't matter which one you count first. So if you're a person that likes to count the rise first, you'd go 1, 2. And your numerator would be 2. And then your run would be 3. 1, 2, 3. If you're a person that counts the run first, you would count from here 1, 2, 3, and then up 2. Either way, the slope is 2/3. The X-intercept, the reason I put this smiley face is, well, it was given, right? The X-intercept was 3, and the Y-intercept was negative 2. And so that didn't have to do too much work for them. They told you from the beginning. It asked you to graph this line, and I get to choose any method I want to graph it. And my method that I choose is convenient points because I think that's the easiest. You can do whatever you like. So I like to pick 0. So that's negative 5y equals 10. So that means that y dividing by both sides by negative 5, that means that y equals negative 2. And then I would pick y is 0, and when y is 0, that 5 times 0, that goes away, so you get 2x equals 10. And so that means dividing both sides by 2, that this is 5. It didn't tell me that I had to have 3 points on the line, but I am a person that likes to check my work as much as possible, so I probably would get another point on the line just to make sure. It would make it better. I could pick anything I wanted for X and anything I wanted for Y, or for Y, just not something already in the list. So I might pick like 1 for X, and then I'm going to have to actually work to find it. The zeros were easy. That's why they're called convenient points, is because I don't even really have to work. Once my algebra is down and I kind of know what's going on, it's kind of not so much work. But this is kind of work. You know, here I am solving along, and I'm going to get y equals 8 over 5 is negative 1 3/5 is what that is. So negative 1 3/5. I think it's much better to know it as a mixed number if you're going to try to plot it. So over 0 down 2, over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 0, over 1, down 1 3/5. And 3/5 is a little more than halfway. So somewhere in here, you know, 2 1/2 which we don't usually look at, that would be exactly halfway, right? If I divide it into 5. But I can see that, hey, those are on one straight line, so I'm like hot diggity dog. And so I draw the line through them. And I forgot to put arrows on my line here, but I want to make sure I get my arrows on this line. And on this line, lines should have arrows on the ends. And I don't know why I forgot my arrow over there, because who knows why. So it's asking me to graph the inequality here. So the first step is to graph the boundary. And the boundary happens at equals. X equals negative 3. And I can't believe I don't have any horizontal lines, because here's another vertical line, right? And so where's my horizontal line? So maybe there's a horizontal line over there, hopefully. 1, 2, 3, right? Here's negative 3. And I'm going to draw this. It's a vertical line through -3. And because this is greater than or equal to, I know that it's solid. If it was just greater than, it would be dashed. So I'm going to draw a solid line through there. So up and down, straight up and down, trying to make it straight up and down. My glasses are kind of bad. I don't know. Put an arrow on it because you put arrows on lines. And now I want to do a test point, or I want to think about it either way. My favorite test point is 0, 0. And this equation doesn't care about y. So when you put in x is 0, it says 0 is bigger than or equal to -3, and that is true. And here's 0, 0 right here in the center, test point right there. And so this is true. And so since it's true, you shade where your test point is, the region that your test point is, and it kind of divided it in half. So this is my region over here. And so I'm kind of trying to shade that whole thing in with my pencil. And find the equation of a horizontal line. So I did a lovely job on that, right? That's all there is. Step 1 and step 2, right? Find the equation of a horizontal line that passes through the point 1, 7. They told me it was horizontal, right? And so that's good, because anytime someone says find the equation of the line, then I say to myself, is it horizontal, is it vertical, or is it slanted? Well, they gave it to me. They said it's horizontal. And so I know that the equation then is y equals a number by memory. So if you're saying, where did that come from? They asked me to memorize that. And what is the number for y? It's 7. So y equals 7, and then we're all done. There's the equation of the line. And so anyways, you can see if it's horizontal or vertical, it's pretty easy to find the equation of the line. That's my story, and so I'll let you guys, I'll put this up too, so that you can compare the answers there as well. Stop talking, Donna. That's what I have to say.